Shalom, my brothers and sisters. Shalom, and welcome to Less Than 10 Minutes. Words to Yashar'al, Nation of Believers. My name is Symmanayah, and if you're tuning in for the first time, you will come to know that Yashar'al, of whom I am referring, consists of Hebrew and Goyim, Aubrey and Gentiles, other nations, all those who seek to worship Almighty Yahuah, all those who seek to worship and obey Almighty Yahuah, who accept Yahusha as Mashyach, as our Messiah. With that said, let me get started. In this segment of less than 10 minutes, today is August 31st, August 31st, 2013. In this segment of less than 10 minutes, I want to bring your attention to details and conditions, bringing Yashar'al together. And I want you to ponder on these questions. What? How bad? How many? Who? Will Yashar'al be gathered before the return of the Mashyach, Messiah Yahusha? It reads in Isaiah 11:12, "And he shall raise a banner for the nations and gather the outcasts of Yashar'al and assemble the dispersed of Yehudah from the four corners of the earth." Isaiah 43:5-9 reads, "Do not fear, for I am with you. I shall bring your seed from the east, gather you from the west. I shall say to the north, give them up, and to the south, do not keep them back. Bring my sons from afar and my daughters from the ends of the earth. All those who are called by my name, whom I have created, formed, even made for my esteem. He shall bring out a blind people who have ears and deaf ones who have ears. A blind people who have eyes and deaf ones who have ears. All the nations shall be assembled and the peoples be gathered. Who among them declares this and shows us former events? Let them give their witness to be declared right, and let them hear and say it is truth." That was Isaiah 43:5-9. Jeremiah 31:8 reads, "See, I am bringing them from the land of the north, and shall gather them from the ends of the earth. Among them the blind and the lame, those with child and those in labor, together a great assembly, returning here." Ezekiel 20:34 reads, "And I shall bring you out from the peoples, and gather you out of the lands where you are scattered, with a mighty hand and with an outstretched arm and with wrath poured out." Consider this, my brothers and sisters. If and only if these prophecies occurred, in other words, if these prophecies has already occurred, would or could something similar happen again? Did the Almighty Father Yahuah use famine, food shortages, drought, fresh water, pestilence, and disease, as well as death in times past? So if we see things that have happened in times past, is there a possibility that we will see a reoccurrence of something similar? Are we witnessing the emergence of similar conditions? Do scriptures speak on these same sequence of events occurring in the last days? I believe they do. I am compelled to believe with all my heart, my brothers and sisters. We will see a demonstration of Yashar'al gathered and brought together before the Mashyach return. But this is your choice, this is your decision. Some may be receiving convictions and agree. I believe I will meet those at some point, at some place, at some time. While many may be debating over whether or not these scriptures only happen in times past, it does not negate what is unfolding before our very eyes. Can conditions unfold that force people to come together? Have you ever heard that there is strength in numbers, or birds of a feather flock together? Maybe you are aware that no house divided against itself can stand. With these questions in mind, consider some details for bringing Yashar'al together. Will there be physical guides, elders, leaders used by the Almighty Father? How will we identify those chosen to guide Yashar'al together? What methods will the Almighty Father use to establish his chosen leaders? When will we witness the transition process? How will we know that it has started? These and other questions exist, my brothers and sisters. When we ask questions, just maybe it will spark our curiosity at minimum and create an expectation at best. Just because we ignore the living relationship with the Spirit of Yahusha does not mean conditions are not emerging, reflective of end-time prophecy. Let's take under consideration some things mentioned regarding end-time prophecy. Let's begin with food. Famine is a major food shortage mentioned in scriptures, and it tends to be a result of when man is rebellious to the Most High Father Yahuah. Look around. Has this process begun? Search your news channels, the internet, or ask someone who has the ability to search and discover. Famine has begun globally, my brothers and sisters. Do you believe we need food? Are we waiting until the grocery shelves are completely empty and riots break out before trying to prepare for these events? How bad must it get before we prepare, discuss, and consider the fallout? Keep in mind, when food becomes scarce, people are willing to do almost anything to eat, up to and including giving themselves over to slavery. Consider Genesis 47:19. Fresh water is the most important thing, physically speaking, we need to survive. Yes, I am aware that man lives by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of Yahuah. I am also aware that scriptures instruct us to be mindful of the signs of the times. Back to the issue of fresh water. Are we experiencing drought throughout the world? Are you aware there has been an increase in fracking activity, a process where toxic chemicals are mixed with fresh water to drill for natural gas? Are you aware that out of greed, in many instances, our underground water is being contaminated? Are you aware that even though we have desalination plants that transform salt water like the oceans into fresh water, but the Fukushima nuclear plant in Japan is leaking hundreds of tons of radioactive water in the Pacific Ocean? Desalination plants cannot remove radiation. Are you receiving instructions from your moray, teachers, elders, counselors, leaders, etc., regarding preparation for the gathering of Yashar'al? What are you spending time discussing? Is there a demonstration that anyone within your group, is sensitive to the voice of the Spirit of Yahusha regarding end-time preparation and guidance? What? How bad? How many? Who? These questions you should be pondering on, praying about. We will not always have the luxury of plenty of time, per se, to choose and respond. Choose wisely who you will fellowship. How bad must things get before you react to food crisis and fresh water shortages? How many people must you see scrambling for safety and moving to where food supplies are in existence before you wake up? Yes, quails, manna, and water were once delivered to a transitioning nation, Yashar'al. Are we focused and ready to be together in the place where this could and may happen again? If we believe the Almighty Father Yahuah will guide us to safety, who is able to discern the guides of the Most High Father? Pray on these matters, Yashar'al. Things are not getting any better. It won't be too much longer before increasing crime will evolve to civil unrest, chaos, turmoil like we've never before witnessed on this earth. Read the scriptures, and you will discover end-time prophecy is just that, the end of things as we know it. I encourage you to begin asking yourself, how am I spending my time in these last days? Remember, it was unbelief that led to the death of those during the days of Noah and Lot. Will we fall into the same category? Yashar'al is being perfected. Are you one of the participants being shaped to participate in a great event? Soon chaos and turmoil will be the fruit of famine and drought. Choose wisely what you will hear and what you will do about it. Let those who have ears hear what the Spirit of Yahusha is saying to us individually as well as to the assemblies. Until next time, my brothers and sisters, my family, gird up and establish a ready mind to discern and understand and act. Until next time, my brothers and sisters, my family, shalom, shalom, shalom.